Now, the second part of the customer service, videos that you want to look into is having the issue sheet set up. So we talked about in the first video having Zendesk set up, having the ability to reply to your customers all from one email address and have a team of people to do it for you. And in the case you don't have a team, you could also use it for just yourself too. It keeps it nice and organized and neat. But there is a second half to that. So in order to stay organized like that and have a system where we're communicating with our supplier all of these issues that are coming in, we've built out a beautiful spreadsheet, and you can get the template down below. There's going to be a link for you to download the template for this live sheet, and I highly recommend you use this live sheet. Me and my team have created this from scratch, so it's completely original. No one else is really doing it like this, and this is what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning how to build a brand and make sure your customers are taken care of, and make sure all your issues are taken care of. That way it minimizes chargebacks and it minimizes all the other issues that you're going to have to deal with later on. So this is the issue sheet. I'm zoomed in a little bit here so you guys can read some of it or most of it, but it's basically a Google Live sheet, and it's very simple. We have it titled at the top here. You see Bayside Brandings issue sheet, and then you should see we have columns for the order numbers, the actual issue, the tracking number of the original product, what date this issue was generated in the issue sheet system, and then we have a section for the supplier's response, and then the status of the overall issue. So we've created this sheet. It's really awesome. So I'll go through it just to explain. It looks very confusing with the colors and everything like that, but I'll explain further as we get into it that the colors also mean something to my team. So it's all color coordinated so that it's very, very organized. So as you see here, we have a from home fitness order right here. So we got order number 3,344. The issue was that it was untrackable right here. And then here's the original tracking number that was included. And the date entered was the 1st of September that we had this issue, which is okay. And then the supplier responded with a updated tracking link here. So once the supplier updated the tracking link, it basically means that he resent it or he reshipped the item, that the first shipment either got lost in transit or it was not able to be recovered. So our supplier had to reship the item, and in doing so, he provided us with a brand new tracking number. So my team got this brand new tracking number, made sure that it showed some sort of movement on the tracking link that we looked up, and then they marked it as done. So they can go here in the status, you can mark it as resolved, delivered, pending with supplier, or pending with Bayside. And these mean like pending on the supplier, like with the supplier, like we're waiting on him to give us a response, or it's pending with Bayside to give the response to the customer. And by Bayside, that's my company. So that's going to be your company in a sense. So we're going to be pending with, your company. Or done. So this has been done since then. So we marked it as done. And right when you mark it as done, this whole row turns black. And black means that it has completely been solved. This will no longer be an issue in our issue sheet. And again, we do this to keep it organized. So our team is going to take the new tracking number that the supplier gave us and go back into Zendesk and go into that ticket where the customer was complaining about their issue, and provide them good customer service and respond back, hey, we really apologize. It looks like your first order has been lost in transit. We really apologize for that. And but in the meantime, we have shipped out an expedited replacement. Here's the tracking link here below, and then you give them the brand new tracking link. 9 out of 10 times the customer will be very satisfied to hear that they have been taken care of. So like you saw their issue, you found the solution, and you provided the customer the solution, and you kept it all organized on the back end for the business so that the business can also go back and look at this similar situation if they need to see how it was solved or how it was done. And also it gives proof that the supplier is taking care of our stores or of our orders. So this issue sheet is very, very, very important. And this is just the issues tab. There's other tabs that I'm going to include with it that can let you keep tabs on everything basically. So as you see, we have a replacements tab down here for all the orders that need to be replaced. So my team has created a very similar system where you create, here's the order number, the products that were received by the customers, and then a picture of what was received. These are a little blurry because they're downsized, right? But you can see that that item in particular was broken, and then here's the issue: the bands broke. Please reship to the address below. They incorporated the new address below, and then the requested items are right here on a drop down list. So we're gonna let you choose what items you're gonna put into here, so you can fulfill it all on your own also. And then you have the date entered, and then here's a supplier's response where they responded with a brand new tracking number again with the same product, just a new reshipment because these bands broke within our 30-day policy, right? So we had broken bands within our 30-day policy. Here's the brand new tracking number for the replacement, and then our team will mark it as done, and it creates the whole thing will be black, like the whole row of that listing will be black, so that it confirms that it has been cleaned, done, and completed. And then the same things with refunds for a credit. So these are like if you had a chargeback of an item that was never received, or if you had like an item broke and a customer wanted a refund, or if you want anything like that. This tab is to get credit from your supplier. So you don't want to pay for products that break. You want to pay for products that work. So we're gonna make a list of all the products that are not really working, or if the product broke, or if the product is not good, it was not what the customer thought it was going to be, the customer wanted a refund, XYZ. This is where you're going to put it so that your supplier can provide you with a refund for that item, because you don't want to be paying for these broken items. You don't want to be paying for the lost shipments. You don't want to be paying. This is all money coming out of your account. So you want to keep tabs on everything. You want to make sure that any items that were lost or reshipped or anything like that, put it on this list so you can get a credit for it. So that's why this tab is also created on the issue sheet, so you can keep tabs on the orders that were lost, or stuff that you paid for but was not received. That way your supplier will keep note of it. They will understand, okay, these were not sent, or these were not delivered properly, or the chargebacks were open, or whatever the case may be. You can put the reason, the issue here, order number, date entered. The supplier will submit a response, and then from there you could tally up the costs and then subtract those costs from future invoices, or whatever the case may be. But this is really important to making sure that you're not going to lose money on those orders that disappear or don't come through for you. And that's basically it. That's the entire issue sheet. We also have a fraudulent orders tab here. It's a little different to deal with. That's a completely created process from our team also, but you want to just stick with our issue sheet here. Use this process in mixture with Zendesk to make sure that your customers are being taken care of, making sure that your customers are getting everything they need, and also it in an organized fashion between you and your supplier. That way it doesn't take long to get these answers, to get these results back from the supplier, and to get it right into your customer. You want it to be a very short process. You don't want it to be too long. You don't want your customer waiting for 3 days on an answer or anything. So this simplifies all of that, moves it all into one sheet and another system with Zendesk, and they work hand in hand. If you have a team and you hire them to properly utilize the sheet like this, it's going to work really, really well for you, and I guarantee it. But this is the system we use for issues, and this is what I would recommend.